Bonjour à toutes et à tous et bienvenue à cette nouvelle vidéo de Kirovix, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui pour une nouvelle vidéo sur The Stanley Parable, ou Parable comme vous voulez. Hein. On s'était laissé ici dans la dernière vidéo, à l'endroit où il devait y avoir deux portes, sauf que, voilà, il n'y a rien.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Bon d'accord,
I might be
c'est encore pire,
remembering
je me
this
trompe
wrong.
peut-être.
It's possible the
C'est
story is
possible que
back where
l'histoire
we
se
just
trouve à l'endroit
came
où
from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Ah, c'est bizarre du coup. Là on revient sur nos pas, c'est ça que c'est très bizarre.
Aha! I knew we'd
Je
missed
savais
something.
qu'on avait raté
The
quelque chose.
story. Here it comes.
L'histoire, le voilà. Ok. Ouais, c'est parti pour la suite de The Stanley Parable. Non,
No,
c'est...
wait, never mind. Not the story.
Non, pas
Okay,
l'histoire.
let's head
Allez,
back the other
retournons sur
way
nos pas.
and retrace our steps.
Non mais me faites pas la blague, hein. What? Hein?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no.
On n'est pas dans Conjuring.
I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't
Il
put
y a
in
plus la
any
porte.
actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square,
Voici.
and this was not one of those situations.
La porte elle est là.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Mais tu vas redémarrer combien de fois le jeu?
All right,
Ce n'est pas
I've
un
got
bon
a
adventure
solution.
line.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Ok. C'était juste pour vérifier si ça dérange pas. Ok. Attends.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
C'est pas le bureau
Not sure
du
where I was going
chef,
with
ça?
all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Envoie ta playlist, s'il te plaît. Trop fort, trop fort. Et la bise avec la chanson aussi. J'espère que vous m'entendez bien. Moi c'est bon. Alors, je sais bien pas parce que sinon on n'entendait pas, je crois. Non, non, hein?
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Non,
Like,
mais ça fait
you
mal
do
à la
know
tête.
we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Mes frères, ça fait mal à la tête. Wow.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after
Attends,
everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Et tu vas redémarrer combien de fois le jeu, frère?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. All this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
This direction. Dans quelle direction? Ah, direction là, ok.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Sorry.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Ok.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean... did we do it?
1, 8, 4, 2,
Did we
3,
break the
8.
cycle? The, whatever it is that made this
1, 8,
schedule?
4, 2, 8, 3, 8.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
c'est
memo.
beaucoup mieux.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
C'est un train? Il est pas redémarré le jeu depuis le début en fait.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Ultra
As you may
Deluxe.
know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Ultra
Oh, well, this
Deluxe.
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Je vais rester dans le petit train.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
On dirait qu'il a roté.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly
Ultra
tedious.
Deluxe.
It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Ultra Deluxe. The jump circle.
All right,
So
let's
I
see.
suppose-
It's the jump circle. Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew
No.
there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for paying the content.
That's it?
The new
Oh,
content.
you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Et encore un redémarrage. Ah. Hein? C'est pas bon cette histoire.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
New contenu, non!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ok.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Eh, d'accord. D'accord. Bon, ouais, suivre ça.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Je voulais te montrer quelque chose. D'accord. Je viens tout de suite.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little
J'ai
secret.
peur.
Take a look.
Oh. Ok, bon, ok. Oh.
I call it
Je
the
l'appelle
memory
la zone de
zone.
souvenirs.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched?
2014.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Trop bien. C'est nous dans la première vidéo, c'est la première fois qu'on a fait.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now, a lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Ok, je vais me faire.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Mais il y a des colis devant. Je fais comment? Moi je peux pas.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
C'est un peu détruit là, hein, mais bon.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Mais si ça c'était pas déjà dans le jeu.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy, honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Ah, c'est par là. C'est une musique de film d'horreur, ça. Non. Non.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is
Et au bout d'un an, t'as toujours pas arrêté
there
de
is
parler.
only the turning wheel of missed
Eh ben,
opportunity.
punaise. Ah. Ah.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed.
Désolé pour ce moment extrêmement long. C'était pas prévu.
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
By the end, is never the end, is never the end. Ah? Quelqu'un? Quelqu'un? Ça fait tellement longtemps. Et ressort. Ressort le bouton. Ah, c'est Portal. Portal 2. Mais qui a rien à voir. Moisissure et tout, de l'autre côté. C'est Portal 2, let's go. Pour les faire abandonner, le Portal 2 c'est meilleur. C'est meilleur le Portal 2. Ah, hein? Non, je voulais rester dans mon... Ils ont rebouché. Ah non, c'est qu'il fait nuit. Wow, 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 son. Je peux pas t'écouter. Je sais pas. C'est vrai que c'était un espèce de bateau. Au changement. Je pense qu'on va se laisser là. Et ben, on va se laisser là. J'espère que cette vidéo vous aura plu. Si c'est le cas, n'hésitez pas à la liker, commenter, partager. Surtout à vous abonner, ça me ferait très plaisir. Et on se retrouve pour de prochaines vidéos. Je pense que ça va être la dernière. Parce que vu les choix qu'on a déjà fait, je pense que ça va être la dernière. Et on se retrouve demain. Oui, c'est ça, demain. Je sais plus. C'est quoi le planning? Peut-être demain du coup. Ouais, non, c'est demain. À l'heure où sort la vidéo, bien évidemment, si vous le regardez dans 3 ans, ça ne veut plus rien dire. Et on se retrouve pour une prochaine vidéo. J'espère que cette vidéo vous a plu. Si c'est le cas, n'hésitez pas à la liker, commenter, partager. Surtout à vous abonner, ça me ferait très plaisir. Et on se retrouve pour une prochaine vidéo. Allez, c'est salut.